All right, welcome back, folks. FACEIT LAN Season 2. We're halfway through our semifinals, and we're halfway through this semifinal. Fnatic's up one map. Now we go to Mirage. Let's talk about Mirage.
Halfway through, so Scott's just predicting it's going to be a 2-0 there.
I'm not supposed to predict, right? I'm just the host guy, right? Yeah.
It's interesting.
Maybe halfway through. Oh, God.
Okay.
Taz is going to kick my ass now if he hears that. Anyway, thoughts on Mirage?
Well, you know, I'm not as bold as you, Scott. I wouldn't just say it's already halfway over. So I think that, listen, actually this is a very good map for Virtus.pro. To me, this will be the real test of whether or not Virtus.pro was like slumping a bit in this tournament and they just scraped out, or whether actually, whether they are still an elite level team, because Fnatic's one of the best teams in the world, but in theory, Mirage is supposed to be the map for Virtus.pro. This is the map everyone was scared of them on, going right back to EMS Katowice when they won that. That was the map they were seemingly unbeatable on. So if they can win this here, go to a third map, then I'll believe, like, okay, Virtus.pro's for real. Otherwise, from what I saw in Inferno there, you'd have to figure it'd just be Fnatic rolling them. So Fnatic's very good on Mirage as well, but I think this is the chance for Virtus.pro. Actually, I feel like they have a decent chance to win it. Like, I'm kind of edging towards them on this map.
I fully agree. I think this is definitely Virtus.pro's map out of these three that are being played. And, I mean, just out of any map. And also, Fnatic, while Fnatic are good on Mirage, it's a map where JW can be sort of just smoked off wherever he plays almost. So you can make his effect a little smaller. On Inferno, it's harder to just make him disappear. Even if he doesn't get a lot of kills, he can hold entire areas of the map a lot easier. Mirage has some of those insane smokes you can throw all the way from T spawn that just limits the use of ops a lot. And I mean, T side, Virtus really struggled that map, so they really have to get going something there. The good thing for them is they at least started winning some rounds towards the end, because it would have been brutal losing 116 on the first map and then going for the second one. So maybe they're at least a little more warmed up going into Mirage now.
And again, a team like Virtus.pro certainly has been in this position before, you know. So with those veterans and even the new guys, I'm sure they've calmed themselves down, like, hey, it's only one map, we're not out of this. You know, a lesser team would maybe already be really rattled against Fnatic. So we'll see. Taz, I didn't predict against you no matter what these guys just said, so please don't beat me up later.
You're worried about Taz, not Pasha?
Well, I think Taz would dictate that Pasha kicks my ass, right?
Pasha's got a family now, he's become softened, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's a gentle soul. The Taz is the one that scares me. I don't know, he's a little out there. Anyway, that being said, we know the players are about ready. Back to Red Eye and Steel.
Thank you very much, gents, over on the analysis desk. I don't know, I'm just scared of all of the Virtus.pro guys. I just don't want to mess with any of them. But joking aside, they've got to give themselves a kick up the backside for this second game, because the first one wasn't good at all. And Tommy said, you know, at least they got a few rounds on the board, so at least they might feel like, well, you know, it wasn't absolutely terrible. 16-1 would have been worse, but nevertheless, they've lost that first map convincingly. Doesn't matter how you square it away, and they've really got to bounce back. How would you guys approach a map like that against a team like Fnatic?
I mean, Mirage, I feel like it's a map where on T side you can actually have a little bit more freedom than you do on Inferno T side.
Well,
what? I thought they're doing knife, but he's shooting him. That is a shame. Well then.
Someone give Snax a yellow card, please.
Well, I get to do that.
Nice,
so anyways.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
Nice shot, though.
Anyways. I feel like on Inferno you can lock down CT side a lot better than you can do it on Mirage. And, I mean, JW can move around with his op a little bit and go for aggressive apartment pick, go for aggressive cab pick, run around mid, which he's probably going to do, like go out mid and drop down and watch underground. But, I mean...
We're going to try and get a proper knife round done now without any shootings. Snax obviously not understanding what a knife round is, even with his experience. The yellow card was dealt out, by the way.
Snax just lives by the rule, never bring a knife to a gunfight.
He's obviously got that one already. So, knife done. Fnatic winning, staying CT side. And it is game on in our second match of the second semi-final. The man alongside me will be back tomorrow in the grand final with 4 of his best friends in the world, as iBUYPOWER will take on the winners of Fnatic versus Virtus.pro. Fnatic already 1-0 up. I've probably insulted someone that's actually a properly best friend of
No, you didn't insult.
Okay.
It was just like a... was incredibly cheesy.
A famous five story coming in or something.
No.
He did blight.
It was just an incredibly cheesy line.
Right, less cheese, more drama. Fnatic, one map up, and looking to start things off the same way as they did on Inferno here on Mirage, map 2. Neo with Bomb on his own, very isolated right now. As Snax goes through the underpass, flusha will have called that, and I don't think they saw him. Ooh, wow! That's a little headshot in on flusha, and JW's down to 2 health here as well. olofm coming back in to actually get the kill, but Fnatic not in the best of shape right now, and they've been destroyed by Virtus.pro. Pronax, KRiMZ, JW all fallen, and look at the health on flusha and olofm. They have 9 points of health between them against 4 players. olofm now, last man alive. And this is Virtus.pro's round, no doubt about it. There is absolutely nothing olofm can do with 2 bits of health. And there's confirmation.
Yeah, VP starting off strong in this match.
That was kind of, I don't know what that was between Pasha and Neo. There was kind of just a slide of hand, not really a slap, not really a 5. It was kind of yeah, all right, buddy. That was okay.
Oh god. It's like Snoop Dogg giving Bill Maher props. I don't know if you saw that video. But Bill Maher, classic white guy, Snoop Doggy Dogg, recovers.
Moving swiftly on. Back with the CZ scale. Ooh. Oh, olofm, that's brilliant. Lovely headshot. That's almost as good as a 1 dig in mid. And Virtus.pro. Retreat. Look at this 4-man stack inside A as well. So that was even more impressive actually, because it's forced them to go back. And olofm has not just got himself a stunning headshot and a key kill in the round at the start, but has actually dictated their strats. That's brilliant. Now, what can they do from here? 40 seconds remaining. They're committed to this site now. They can't really rotate and go back again. Just too far away. In towards the bomb site they go. Byali gets the first pick. Neo following up behind him here. Pronax gets 1. KRiMZ gets 1 now. They've got 2. Can they get a third? They can. JW now. Oh, KRiMZ in for the final one. And what a fabulous round from Fnatic. Just absolutely brilliant from start to finish.
Very good round. Very good round. We saw VP actually... I like the strat that they used in the pistol round. Basically, they had players come in from connector, from apartments, and Neo was actually going to force a plant in the smoke, and then the plant that he was actually doing could be spotted from connector, apartments, a ramp. So it was a really good idea, but they ended up getting all the kills. Fnatic there took the gamble at A. VP ran into the stack.
Nicely done. And Fnatic already 3 men, make that 4 men up, and the last man will be disposed of by olofm now. So 2-1, converting the eco. And Virtus.pro, well, I'd imagine they're probably very frustrated at that second round.
It's always really bad to lose that second round because it often puts you on a double save, and it looks like VP is actually going to do exactly that.
Pretty much that. 375s in there and a deagle in the hands of TaZ. He was a bit of a monster with that deagle in the old days, and showed a little bit of that in the last map, of course, through the smoke. Are we going to see any more right now? Oh, a risky little forward jump from JW, but it's worked out okay. He did lose a ton of health off that, though. And has got to be careful here, but he's got himself a second. Make that a third. JW going to town. TaZ picking up the revenge frag on him, but it's all going to be too little too late as Virtus.pro fall to 3-1 down, but finally now can be on a gun round.
Looks like there is a slight pause.
Yes.
Not entirely sure why, but maybe it gives VP a second to just talk about what they want to do this round. They are going to be buying weapons. They can afford an op, but it looks like they're going to opt not to do it. But we saw there JW jumping out the window and checking underground, just like I said. And he's actually going to do that later in the game with an op. And it's something that really locks down underground. And he can fly over to mid, he can fly over the stairs and watch apartments. But I think got a broken keyboard.
Apparently so. Get replaced and plugged back in again, and then we can get back underway.
He gets to use one of these lovely FACEIT keyboards, which we might see in a.
These are the ASUS Strix keyboards. They're actually very nice. I've been angling for one. Been talking to the FACEIT guys. I think Mick might just give me an ASUS.
The Strix Tactic-Pro.
The Tactic-Pro.
Tactic-Pro.
The weird thing about them is, like, you look at them and you think, that looks a bit plasticky, and then you feel them and you touch them, and actually they're mechanical, proper cherry mechanical, and the gap between the keys is wide enough that even me with stupid fingers is not going to misclick something. Do you know what I mean?
What kind of switches
are they? And they feel really nice. They feel really nice. So I've been trying to angle one. Sorry.
What kind of switches are they?
They're the red cherry ones.
Red cherry ones.
Yeah. So I
might have to give it a try.
Quite like that. Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. So I might have to leave that alone, Scoots. That's mine. Scoots trying to angle to get one of the keyboards away from me. So yeah, one of the new ASUS Strix. It's one part of their new range of gear. Haven't tried all of it just yet. They've got headphones and mice and crazy gaming headset as well. But the keyboard itself I've been playing with over the last 2 days. It's very, very nice indeed. And a little bit of tape going down right now. Okay, well, whatever works for you, right?
I wonder if that's
for the wrist.
Yeah,
for the wrist. I used to get this a lot.
No, I got it with these tables because the tables are wood at the edge of the table. Right.
It's, so are you getting splinters?
Yeah. Well, not splinters,
or just like the lines.
Yeah, the lines
wrist.
and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just the way the height of the chair and everything. You gotta.
I used to get that a lot back in the day. I mean, before we had proper tables, because most of the events now have nice tables.
Yeah.
Back in the original days,
we
used to have literally a lump of wood.
Yeah.
Covered not usually by any cloth at all, and after a while you'd just be like, oh.
And
that's a bit sharp.
It had like the plastic perimeter around it, and
usually
it was always like
come
peeled
away.
off.
Yeah, old days of Counter-Strike and what have you.
I think that's when I was getting to the scene. We still had those tables.
Really? Just about?
At the BYOC.
They're like the old school dinner tables, aren't they? That's where they've come from.
With
the
folding up like metal legs.
Yeah.
You had those at like school and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, at my schools, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think that they were like the old ones the school used to have, and they got broke, and then they got given away, or traded or whatever. Anyway, tables aside, Fnatic in charge right now of not only the game but also the match itself overall. I mean, they've looked great. I really can't find any fault with them at the moment. JW hasn't missed any shots, and
well, that one.
Steady.
Sorry,
we've spoken about this
they
already.
Changed names and he hasn't missed a shot. A great start for Fnatic in the second game. I mean,
have you figured out who you want to play yet? I mean, I know we said we'd talk about it at the end of the match when we found out, but have you got a preference out of these? Because they both got very different styles.
I don't know. Like
scratching his head.
I don't know.
Wildly.
Like, okay, so we played Fnatic yesterday.
Yeah.
We lost them 16-13.
But you came close.
We had the advantage in both games.
Yeah.
We threw the advantage away when we had the round advantage. We had the economy advantage. We lost an eco. It put us on double eco, and that's all she wrote. Yeah. So I mean, when it comes down to it,
do you take the fact that you did so well out of that and think, well, barring maybe one or two small mistakes, we probably could have won and should have won. Yeah. And then think, well, we wouldn't do that again, so therefore we should be okay playing them again?
I think tactically, we would rather play against Fnatic in terms of just like ability to read what they're about to do and how to counter them.
And the style of Virtus.pro maybe doesn't suit you guys a little bit?
VP, their strats and their tactics, I think, is a little bit more worrisome. No. But I think Fnatic's aim and just like straight up just running around shooting you.
Okay.
That's, as scary as their strat. So we'll see.
At least we got chicken.
Yeah.
Time to get back into the match with repairs done and tape put down and wrists protected. And Fnatic lead 3-1 once more. flusha pushing mid already. They have got two men down low here, who are trying to spy themselves something in mid. JW with that pick in mid, despite the smoke down there as well. KRiMZ has also picked himself up a kill. And Virtus.pro find themselves with 3 men remaining already. Snax is the man who's proving a bit of a nuisance actually down in that mid area and has got himself one. JW with yet another frag, his second of the round. And now byali has got to survive for 55 seconds with bomb sitting in mid against 4 Fnatic players. This is not looking clever right now.
I'm not sure if Kadian's drawing lines towards all the Fnatic members or if he's just trying to like create artwork.
I think he was basically saying they're going to cover this bomb with 3 players from 3 different angles, or he could have just been drawing a giant red arrow for byali to follow to find the bomb.
Oh, it's James.
Apparently it's
spectating.
James. Yeah, apparently it's James. So thank you, James.
Like Kadian would draw straighter lines, to be honest. So he's giggling. It's okay.
James
he's not going to beat me up.
doing such a good job on the map that we actually thought that Kadian was observing. See, that's actually a compliment.
Yeah.
That's how I'm digging myself out of that hole anyway. Last few seconds, he has managed to survive until 5 seconds left, and now gets himself a kill. That molly will just about keep them away. One side, ooh, might lose it. Oh no! No! That's gone horribly wrong. That's gone absolutely horribly wrong, and he's now got $750. Brilliant.
Not the kind of end to a round you want.
Dear. 51 seconds he managed to survive. He just had to last for 52.
Was that one of the statistics that popped up at the bottom there?
byali survived for 51 seconds this round. Yeah, no. Oh, dear me. That's rough. That's rough. 250 by for round 6 for Virtus.pro, who are 4-1 down. Haven't made a push through Forest Ledge just yet. So maybe it's time to try one. And if they are, they're going to be challenging Pronax, who is by Van. Instead has now made a positive push forward. He's got himself one through the smoke flush and picks up the headshot on Neo. And 3 men now waiting to drop down through the smoke. But, well, Flush is just cleaning up. He's having a field day down there. I think it's his birthday. JW decides he wants a bit of the action as well. 5-1. Look at that money for byali. Still affected by his death in the round but 1.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a kicker.
Yeah, but he'll be okay.
He was actually dropped a weapon by one of his teammates, so he's able to get a full equip.
And JW with an advanced push inside apartments.
Actually, that's great information for the counter-terrorists, and they'll probably be able to shift most of their focus over to the other parts of the map that, you know, don't have any enemy presence. That being, well, mid and B at this point.
Yeah, there is a man up in those apartments as well. And I think he knows that JW is there. I think he's seen him, I just think he senses him. I think his spider senses are tingling right now. No commitment from Virtus.pro. Bomb has been discarded by railings. And, oh, wow. We were going to get the set smoke into the site, but now they've decided against that, and they're going to do something a little bit different here. 3 men pushed up to apartments, 2 are waiting. Here comes the smoke. 2 of them, in fact, and they have landed in pretty good positions, it has to be said. Covering the gaps, there's the 3rd one over the top, and here they come, blasting out towards the bomb site from the top, from apartments. TaZ gets the opening kill. KRiMZ back in with a reply, trying to get another one here. He spies another one on top of the ledge and picks him out nicely. Pasha drops to his death. byali replying back. KRiMZ again with a 3rd one in the round, having a fabulous round indeed. And now the plant in for Neo. 9 seconds remaining. byali shuts down flusha, and we're now at a 2 versus 2, and this is anyone's round right now. KRiMZ already with 3 on the board, 2 more to find. Pronax now on the right-hand side. Are they going to go for this? Might as well. Oh, dink on top of the head. Neo suffering a little bit of damage, not as much as you might think, actually. He's only down to 97. Make that 0. Pronax deals with him. byali now trying to cover from ramp. He's got to get in here and get the man on the defuse. And byali will. Oh, brilliant from byali. In a 1v2 right at the edge of the defuse. And Virtus.pro are rescued by the brilliance of byali.
And there's actually another moment in that round where byali really came through. 7 seconds left in the round. Neo planting the bomb. enemy Fnatic player in CT spawn jumps on the CT spawn box to kill Neo planting the bomb. byali got his back. Perfect cover, got the bomb planted, and they were able to win that round. So great play by byali there.
I thought when he was coming up from ramp, he was actually too far away to do anything about the diffuser, because it looked like the plant was right behind the boxes, and therefore where he was in terms of the angle, he wasn't going to get there in time, but wowee, didn't just get there in time, dealt with them as well. Not the first time we've seen him clutching 1v2 in the last 2 days, that's for sure. Won't be the last. And Fnatic's lead is cut to 3. They'll look at that as a round lost, I'm sure. Smoke set for 8. Might not be too good, actually. Well, where's that smoke gone? Don't think that's where it was meant to go, frankly. And the incendiaries are going to hold them up a little bit here as JW equals things back up for Fnatic. And he'll get a second. Lovely. Here's the third about to be added to the list. Ooh, not quite. And it wasn't added at all, in fact. byali again going big, getting a nade kill and an AK frag in there. And has now given his team an advantage here, despite the fact that Fnatic really looked like they were in charge. But this A bomb site seems to be just too easy to get into right now. Pronax is having to do some big work on his own, and he'll fall to the hands of Pasha. And the gap is reduced once more. Just a bit too easy into that bomb site, maybe.
I don't think it was too easy. I mean, a lot of the times VP has been going there, they have been getting caught out a lot. I mean, they'll throw all their smokes and flashes, and it's all fancy and stuff, but once you're coming out of a smoke, out of a 2x2 doorway, and you're just getting mowed down, I mean, you're taking a lot of casualties into the site. VP, that round, were able to get it into the site with, I believe, 3 players, but now they're scrumming up a ramp, and
yeah, fast push, and byali's paid for that one.
And Pasha a little bit.
Yeah, well, Pasha down to 22, so yeah, he's definitely suffered from that. And they've aborted. They've run back. Can they now rescue something from the round with effectively 3 and a bit men?
Looks like they're going to do the smokes that they used on pistol round, where they were going to force the plant on the bomb site.
Yeah, and try and cover the 2 gaps into A. That last round, I don't quite know where that smoke went or how it got on the roof. It's a bit weird. I'm not even entirely sure that they threw it, but they may have done. This time, first one's covered, second one's covered. Time to move. Counter flashes are coming back in. KRiMZ now with the first kill. And that reduces them to 3 now. There's a Molotov put down underneath, but that's not really going to make any difference, and this should be a straightforward round victory. Well, yeah, Neo wasn't able to pick up the kill in the end, and Fnatic will stretch their lead. Nicely done.
Got a nice face shot of them.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't even know what reaction that was. Were you thinking something naughty? Oh no. All right, let's avoid that. Scout. I'd like to actually see.
I just think sometimes it's a difference in you know, Canadian and English terminology. I think, you know, some things that we say to each other make, you know, some of the things I say make you laugh, and I sit there going, why is that making him laugh? And then it kind of does, and I think it's the same the other way around sometimes.
All right.
I think we know each other too well. I think that's what's worrying me now. Fnatic leading by 6-3. And Pronax doing some defensive work here on the forest ledge. JW has got himself the first of the round. And we are back to the scout once more. This time in the hands of Pasha. Neo's already been disposed of. Virtus, what are they going to do here? I haven't really seen them push into the covered site just yet. They've decided that A is workable, and they've had 3 successful rounds into there in a row until they were halted. And now perhaps it's time to try and test this ledge. They're just not being able to get anywhere near it though. Pronax and flusha are absolutely destroying them every time they even come near it. I think this might be the first time they've actually set foot in that bomb site, and they did so for about 3 seconds flat before olofm dispatched byali to his grave, and that's 7-3. They've had no success in that bomb site whatsoever.
VP was actually able to snatch 2 rounds in a row. The 3rd round came from the pistol round, which they won. And for a 7-3 scoreline, 3 rounds when you have pistol round, that's not the greatest of scorelines that you want. I mean, Virtus.pro, they're not playing how they normally play right now. In terms of, they don't have the same balance of execution and straight up just raw aim. And it looks like they're kind of...
Oh, well, a little bit awkward, that one, wasn't it? Was a little bit awkward in every way.
We have those moments.
Yeah, getting caught holding stuff is generally one of the most irritating ways to die in Counter-Strike, and it's just happened there. olofm going to pick up 2 very straightforward kills. Neo now in on pronax though, and well, they've turned this one around after a 2-kill deficit. Virtus.pro have themselves a 4v1. JW now with an AWP, so he'll presumably be trying to protect this one.
Yeah, it looks like he's just...
yeah, he's just backed away. I mean, he's literally going to hide as far away from this as he possibly can and hope that he can hold on to it. Should be all right.
And just as I was saying about Virtus.pro, how they're not doing the same balance between execution and just straight up just running out and gunning them. Here they go out mid, Pasha gets 2 kills, Neo runs out apartments, gets another kill, and it's just basically straight up aim battles, and they win all their duels. So this is something that maybe would have been nice to see on their T side on Inferno. Yeah. But, I mean, it's not too late to start, implementing this and trying to rack up a few rounds, get on the CT side and then win out. But, I mean,
sometimes it's about sussing out where your opponent is weak on a particular day, and if they find it and they can exploit it and continue to exploit it, then that sometimes leads to a run of rounds before the other team figure out how to stop them doing that.
Yeah,
it's partly why you guys had 9 rounds in a row against LDLC, and then they had 10 rounds against you. It kind of flipped, didn't it?
It was. It's all a blur, to be honest.
Just trying to forget it fast. We won the game. We don't care.
Well, any match that goes triple overtime, it's just a blur. It's the same as playing 2 matches in one.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You played an extra 30 rounds.
Yep.
It suddenly became a best of 4 that you won 2-1. Or best of 3 that you won 2-0. It's better maths. Confusing myself. Terrible maths from the Red Eye. It's usually Joe Miller. Hi Joe, if you're listening. Love you. Fnatic leading 7-4. And Virtus.pro winning rounds they shouldn't be winning, but losing rounds they should be. And we've ended up with a very odd, well, actually a fair reflective of the score, reflection of the scoreline, but we've arrived at it through a very unconventional way, it has to be said. And with the bomb planted here, Virtus.pro have the advantage. It's not a numerical advantage in terms of men though, because Pasha now is last man alive. And he has to go huge here against 3. He's got 1. Smoke inside the bomb site. He's going to have to deal with this. He's not going to get there before the bomb is defused by JW, and he gets picked off as well. So disappointing end to the round for Virtus.pro, and they've slipped to an 8-4 loss right now after 12.
I think VP should be happy just grinding out rounds and just going back and forth, trading off
just
rounds.
Just grabbing whenever they can?
Yeah, I mean, once they get CT side, I mean, this map, just like Inferno's CT-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Ooh, 18 health.
Yeah, I don't like that when that happens, and you don't get your initial pick either, and then you get damaged heavily when you're up in mid-window. It's that last thing you want to do, and JW reduced to just 18 health. That doesn't matter, though, because he can still pick up a couple of kills from that.
Knowing JW... Sorry to cut you off. Knowing JW is just going to run around and actually try to contest. He's going to go for that pick.
He's one of the crazy guys. But good damage done by Virtus.pro. Let's see whether they can break into the opposite site this time round. They really had no success over here whatsoever, mainly because pronax and flusha have played this one perfectly. Haven't done anything wrong at all in the 3 rounds that they've been attacked here. Mostly on ecos, it has to be said, though. I wonder if we're going to get a gun challenge this time round. Well, they're trying to mount for it because they push one through mid. It was Snax who's gone round, and TaZ has now been picked off. byali coming back in on the reply. They then exchange a frag between them. And with Pasha on 2 health, make that 0. Snax will be the last man standing. 3v1 now, and it's not looking good for the Poles.
Sneaky Snax.
Sneaky, sneaky. And if he can get a bomb plant, that'll be okay, but he's not going to get that.
No.
Final number was about to be entered into that bomb, but pronax was wise to it. And Fnatic now have a 9-4 lead. It's going to be a guaranteed 9-6 half. If they can pick up another 2, though, I think Fnatic would be thrilled with an 11-4 lead.
It's definitely a favourable half to have. Especially, I mean,
I always think of Mirage as more like an 8-7 or a 9-6 kind of half. And that's okay if I'm a T. But any more than that, you start to go, that's going to be a bit hard.
There's definitely room for Terrace to actually pick up a lot of rounds on Mirage, but at the same time, it's very easy for counter-Terrace teams to just lock it down like Inferno and just get, 10-5, 11-4 halves.
Well, I don't know if there was a welcome mat there at the A ramp, but basically 2 guys just ran in without getting shot. That was a bit weird. In the end, they've been dealt with and it doesn't really matter, but you don't want to leave gaps like that in your defence too often, especially if they're on a gun round next time round, which they are going to be, of course, because it's the 15th and final round of the half.
Actually,
good stuff. Nice flash.
No, he did that so he could buy a Molotov and incendiary. Stop trolling, man. Stop trolling.
I was trolling you there, but yeah.
Just making sure I'm not dozing off. I'm paying attention to the game.
You're still awake?
I'm still awake.
Still good?
Yeah.
Okay. Might need some sugar over here at the casting desk just to keep Josh awake. He's played his heart out tonight, as have his teammates. And they found themselves in their first final on foreign soil. Who will they meet? It looks like Fnatic right now, but Virtus.pro starting to make a little bit of a defense here on this bomb site. They've managed to break into A yet again. It's been a much more successful bomb site for them to attack. And KRiMZ and pronax now having to rotate. Now have to challenge. Oh, picked up. Is the Wonderkins AWP going to be effective here? pronax in towards the bomb site now. Bomb ticking away. They've got to make their move very, very quickly. pronax gets one, gets the second. I don't know if he can get the defuse, though. This will be very, very close indeed. Oh, he's come up. Well, why would you come off when you know that you can't defuse if you come off and shoot the guy anyway?
I don't think he had enough time to defuse anyways.
I think he would have defused that. And even if he wasn't, why come off it if you know that if you come off it, you're never going to defuse it anyway? Why?
People are more concerned about stats than the win. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. I'm not saying that.
Excuse me. They're making me choke here, Josh.
I'm not saying that's what he's after. I'm just saying it's a possibility. It's a theory. I'm not going to go out of my way to prove it or whatever. I mean, it's just on the table, you know?
I mean, the other thing to make the remark is that, it's all very well me sitting here criticising him for doing it, but I'm not there in the heat of the moment. It's very easy sometimes just to forget, those kind of things when you're battling backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
And, well, it's dropped, and it's 10-5 instead of 11-4. How costly could that mistake be? It's not right now. It's not even close to being a problem right now, but a few rounds on the board from the Poles here, and suddenly you start thinking, what if? And, well, look, that's how to get in. That's also how to defend one, though. Brilliant from Snax. 3 kills. Might get himself a 4th here. They still haven't seen him. He has got 4th. That's absolutely phenomenal. What a brilliant ace from Snax. If you want to learn how to play the Forest Ledge, that's how to play it.
Played perfectly into that bait. That was just flawlessly.
What a round.
Flawless.
What a round.
No other word to say.
Just replay that one over and over. It's how to play a pistol round when there's a B rush. Lovely. And defensive grenade back from Snax again. They're going to try and challenge him here. There's a P90 in the hands of TaZ. That's been easily disposed of. Snax did get himself one. His 6th kill in a row of the half, but finally knocked down by KRiMZ. And now, well, it's a shootout at the OK Corral. And byali is now going to be the last man alive here in a 1v3. Gets one, but his opponents now have weapons. Good weapons as well. M4 P90 in play. byali now with not a great deal of bullets left in his gun. No, he's okay. Thought he'd actually emptied a clip before that, but no. Into the side he goes. Again, gets clipped a little bit. Down to 78. Bomb ticking away. 1v2. byali once more. Trying to clutch another one. Not going to happen this time. And exactly what we had on the first half has happened completely the opposite way around in the second half.
It's insane how powerful the CZs are, to be honest. I'm just going to throw it out there. This is the second
Do you
time.
like that, although? Do you find that it makes the game more dynamic, or do you hate that?
I dislike it. I'm not going to say I hate it.
Yeah.
I dislike it. I dislike how it's so easy to turn eco rounds around like that.
Purely from a spectator's point of view, of course, I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
from a player's point of view, I can understand it being very frustrating, though.
Oh,
and, yeah. Well, jumping headshot with the CZ75 on TaZ, who, well, he's probably sat there and just sort of accepted that one, really. But it's working nicely for the rest of his teammates here. They've done a lot of damage and gotten Fnatic down to 2 players. And flusha's only got 7 health here as well, although he has managed to get himself a kill. And that'll make it 2v2. Bomb's going to be planted on B if they can get to it. It's actually being covered a little bit here. And finally, they do manage to pick it up. And with the smoke deployed over window, it's worked out nicely. Now, long time, and they know that Virtus.pro will have already rotated quickly. That 30 seconds is going to be used to its entirety. Virtus.pro, though, wow! Pronax, very short-range shot with the scout. Picks up one. Can he get a second here? Unscoped. No, he's not going to win that one. And he didn't delay quite enough. And even without a kit, Pasha should be able to get this one. I counted about 12 seconds remaining, so we should be all right here. Yes, indeed. Pasha able to win the round for Virtus.pro and reduce the gap to 4.
11-7 is the scoreline. Looking much more favorable for Virtus.pro at this point in time, but
yeah, a couple of low scores. Neo and TaZ not particularly doing too well, but you know all about low scores today, Josh. That wasn't a troll, my friend. We spoke about it in the break, actually. It was off air. And,
oh, yeah. Okay, fair play. That's 2. I was like 3
no
3.
one came your way. I mean, you had like 5 kills and 5 deaths. Yeah. And it was like, well, what can I do? I mean, Swag's got 30 kills, but no one comes to me. I can't get anything. So, yeah, just teasing. Neo and TaZ, however, have seen plenty of action. They've just not connected with their shots so far. And Fnatic in this round look like they're going to move to within 4 of the grand final in the Season 2 FACEIT League Finals. The Intercontinental Finals as well, where they'll play iBUYPOWER if they can find 5 rounds, one of which looks like it's definitely on the board here. Pasha and byali in the last 2. Olofmeister is searching, and that's a nice little position. I like that.
You're going to use that in your next matchmaking?
Yep. Stolen. I'm just learning stuff as we go along right now. It's just it's all for the stream later on.
All right. Yeah, Fnatic actually doing the right decision there, chasing down the Virtus.pro members, actually putting themselves in a very good position. Virtus.pro, money reset. Right here we can see their economy $1,400, $1,700 max.
Yep, ruined.
Ruined. The next round they get $1,900 if they lose a round, and that's going to put them at, you know, $3,300. It's
going to put them at a CZ buy at the very most.
Yeah, if they either, you know, go for...
And then it's 14-7 then.
It's 14-7, so. and yeah, exactly. Oh, but byali, if you
whoa, hello. The only man with a big gun, and he's going to make full use of it here as well. He's got 2 now. Is he going to throw it back to one of his teammates? Because he's only got 5 points of health, and he doesn't want to get caught on that ramp with that weapon. And he is going to back away. Snax has gone back down. He has thrown it back, I think, as well. And they've got themselves an AK. Well, it's still on, even though flusha just took away the man advantage. Push about to come. Pronax gets the headshot on byali. He was already low. flusha then pops around the corner, and it's now a 3v1. TaZ on his own is the only man of the three without a weapon as well, sadly. And Fnatic will deal with him very easily. So 13-7. And again, as Josh rightly pointed out, money issues across the board. So the most we're going to get here is these CZ75s, and even then only a, well, actually 3. They're gonna take 3 in a deagle.
And if they lose this round, they'll have about $5,400 at the end of it. But 14-7 for the scoreline. 14-7
and a full buy means a loss, and then a face of, well, buy whatever you can.
Yeah, they'd have just shy of $3,000.
Yeah, maybe
3,500 depending on kills.
Oh, that's
not the start you want.
Not a good start at all. Flashes galore go over the top, and JW picks up the frag onto byali, who had already got one onto Olofmeister, but they'd already gotten rid of one man by then, and they're going to get rid of another one here. Easy kills for KRiMZ. JW with another one, and Fnatic are slicing through Virtus.pro's defense. There's no resistance whatsoever. TaZ is now the last man alive. This is headed for 14-7. And I'm not sure I can see a way back for the Poles here, even as good and as resilient as they are.
If I were a betting man, I would say Fnatic's going to take this game. You think?
Thanks for that, Josh. Insightful expertise. I'd not been able to make that decision on my own without you here, so I'm glad. How tired are you right now, by the way?
I am wiped.
Yeah, you do
knackered.
look wiped. We really do thank you for hanging around. It's great to be able to cast with you. And there it is. Fnatic then, 2 away now from Josh being able to go and sleep. And dream of playing them tomorrow, of course. And he doesn't really need to dream, because he actually is going to be playing one of these 2 teams tomorrow. iBUYPOWER, of course, earlier on, winning in 2 maps against LDLC, the champions of StarLadder, only a week ago. And people were lauding them, saying what a great team they were, and they are a great team, which makes it even more remarkable that the North American friends of ours have come across the pond and reached their first final in spectacular fashion. Okay. I always love seeing that, when I can't actually see the other guy, and you think, well, how did he do that then? Well, I'll tell you why, because he kind of knew.
Elbows were sticking out, man.
Really? Elbows? Was it elbow pixel?
Yes. 100% elbow.
I don't know about elbow pixels. I heard this story earlier. I'm not convinced. I'm going to start looking for elbows shining. flusha's got another one. KRiMZ in with a second, and they've turned it around. This is beautiful play again from Fnatic. Stunning defense set up on that B bomb site, but they've all been disposed of finally. Of Virtus.pro, and Fnatic with the advantage, a double advantage here. It's 2v2. It's possibly the last buy round. I don't know what they can possibly afford in the next one if they lose this. Massive pressure now on 2 men who are used to it, but not able to deal with it. Olofmeister gets one. byali now, the only man separating Fnatic from taking 8 match points here on this second map. Bomb is ticking away, and he's frustrated. He knows he can't win the round now, even if he got the kills. And Virtus.pro are on the verge of being eliminated in the semi-finals. Fnatic have 8 match points for a place in the final.
Actually, we saw TaZ with a load of cash. He's actually going to drop the op over to Snax, and Snax probably going to take the same position as last round. Probably shut down the entire B hallway, and then they'll probably just gamble stacks over it.
Snax with AWP, but no armor or helmet either.
Yep, glass cannon.
Indeed. And TaZ is, well, wiped from the map immediately. Snax is dealt with as well, and none of that's gone well. None of that's gone well at all. Neo, pasha, byali, the last men's standing between Fnatic and this grand final, and pasha actually has got himself a frag with the scout. byali now trying to push mid. A little bit of damage done by the grenade. Bomb planted at the same time. The 1v1 battle is won by the FAMAS of byali. Now, what can they do here? A little bit of weaponry exchange and pick up. And JW and pronax now have to defend this bomb site. JW in a perfect position to land an easy AWP, but somehow missed, and missed the second one as well. And now they're under pressure, but pronax comes up big, picks up the frag onto pasha. 2v2 now. JW with the second one. The last man standing here is byali, and JW finishes things off. And Fnatic advance to the grand final to play iBUYPOWER.
Almost took my headset off there, thinking I was in the game. But let's pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, Fnatic really well played there. I mean, just taking every aim battle, winning it. Had complete control of the game there from start to finish, both maps. And it looks like VP is going to be taken out, and good games and handshakes are being exchanged.
Funny, I was talking to Scoots before the match started, and I said, do you remember back when pasha and JW hated each other and they were at war? This was quite a while ago. I don't even know if you were aware of it. But
when pasha was saying that he cheated and was going to beat him up.
Absolutely, yeah. It was, back in the day, it was like 18 months ago or so. Now it was, you know, it was pretty feisty stuff, and I kind of liked it in a way because we need rivalries, right? And now they're all friends. They're all pally and happy and stuff. And I'm like, come on, guys.
If you hack, I will find you.
Well, brilliant ending for Fnatic and a brilliant set of play by JW and his friends. They do advance through to the grand final to play this guy tomorrow. We're going to let you go and get some sleep now, but thank you very much for joining us. For a pleasure having you on the show and commentating with you. But for now, it's the end of the day, so let's get the thoughts of our analysts who are with Sir Scoots.
Thank you, Steele, and thank you, Red Eye. Again, my prediction, I'm undefeated in my predictions. I guess I called that after all. No, just kidding. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Duncan had some points he wanted to get out.
Oh, perfect. Let's go with you first.
Actually, before he starts, I just want to put out Virtus' record in this tournament.
Yeah.
2 losses against LDLC, 2 losses against Fnatic, 1 win against Cloud9, 1 loss against Cloud9. So, okay, go.
I think actually that match there, like I made the point during the break between, like this would really show us like the form of Virtus.pro. Like, was it just that they were playing awesome teams on Inferno and that was their problem? I think actually their form overall in the tournament hasn't been that good, and you saw on this map here, they couldn't really get anything going. Fnatic was like too much for them to handle. I feel like all the good teams of the old age are dying now, Scott. Like we already had to bury Dignitas. You know, even Cloud9's gone, and now Virtus.pro, we lay you to rest. We had some good times. There will always be Kajbjer, but it's a new age now. Fnatic are here. I mean, I thought LDLC were here, but apparently they're not. But we've got Fnatic, we've got iBUYPOWER, so there's our final.
Yeah, and kind of interesting, right? Obviously, the solid Fnatic that we knew would show up and more than likely be in the finals, and I don't think any of us would have guessed iBUYPOWER would get this far at all.
I don't think they would have.
No, again, I don't think so either. I mean, you always in your mind, like, you PR yourself, like, oh, yeah, we're going to do our best. But you, in your heart of hearts, you're like, yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Well, I mean, there's just no basis on them getting this far.
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing to suggest they could or should be able to get this far.
And we'll talk about this more in depth before we start, but I definitely want to talk about the fact that we now go into a best-of-5, which we don't often see, and that definitely leads to the Fnatic team, I think, in that sense. Agree? Disagree?
Well, the main thing Fnatic have going for them is that they don't play Nuke, okay? We already know that. But in theory, they're good on